Good evening, traders. Welcome to your Thursday, August 15th TW Investor Review. What a couple of days, huh? Nasty couple days in the market. I've got the spiders down here at the bottom. Look at this little drop. Now, what I want to talk about is really just kind of what we've been following up over the past few weeks on. How many times have I pointed out this base and this little breakout here that we said, I don't know about that, right? Now, personally, I'm not going to try to pretend I'm some hero and thought that this was going to happen. I thought we would stay in this base for a while and all would just work out after another week or so. The 50 would catch up, and one of these down here, you get this long sort of, really boring, choppy base, and then eventually it takes off. At the moment, we have broken under it, and, as traders, we're all looking at the same thing. We might have different words for what we use, or what, if you play golf or you fish, things like that. Everybody's trying to achieve the same goal, but they use different terms, they use different products. You get the point, right? The point being that everyone else knew about this base as well. This is not something that I can see and nobody else can see. And this pre-market today, whether you want to call it the numbers or technical trading or the fundamental numbers that came out this morning, whatever, we were able to move under it. And that's really what caused all this selling today with this volume. Traders look at it and said, oh no, we had this long base and all of a sudden we've moved below it. There's nothing left to catch us besides the 50-day. And so if you're a day trader, pretty easy day to just know what you're going to come down and hit. There's nothing else here to hit. You come down, hit the 50-day, and that's where the market was headed. So, congratulations if you did some shorting today. But now, where we go from here is going to be just like what happened over here. If you remember the conversation, you may be able to scroll back in the archives there and check it out. We talked about, all right, we're moving down into the 50-day, and if we can bounce up off of that, we'll probably be okay. Right? Probably be able to do that. And in that video, going back to this point, we talked about the opportunity to reduce risk when we bounced off the 50-day. Our portfolio pulled back just like the market, right? I mean, everybody's portfolio has. So we said, okay, that sucks. Now the plays that we have, when the market bounces, as the market bounces, we're going to take the stocks in our portfolio and raise our stops and just keep inching it up, so that if we fall over again, we don't lose as much. A lot of the plays would hold on, and they ultimately did, but the ones that didn't hold on, we lost more than we would have initially lost. So here, I think, is a slightly different story. This is a break, a one-day breakdown under the lows, and traders always look for follow-through when a base breaks down. And so we're considering this a base. If you move above a base, traders expect it to follow through the next day, the next day, the next day, right? So since we broke down today, I don't think it's going to matter much that we hit the 50-day. This is going to be a temporary bounce. Maybe we bounce for a day or two, but traders will come back tomorrow and continue to play short. And if it happens to close under the 50-day like we did on this day, this is what you get, right? So, think of day traders. When something aggressive happens, like this breakout above here, they'll play long. They won't day trade short. Then the next day, they'll day trade long. And they'll keep doing that until they're proven wrong. Today, day traders and all of the profit takers, they took their profits and all the day traders shorted, right? Tomorrow, they'll come back and look for the same thing unless we can start bouncing. We need to change their mind really fast. Remember this back here. We saw this big down day, and we said it's not such a big deal as long as we reverse quickly. It'll make people forget about the pain on that day. Same thing here. However, since it's fresh out of a base, I don't think people are going to forget about this too quickly. So we're really going to try to be protective here. It kind of sucks that we have some newer plays that just triggered, but we're really going to try to protect and not get carried away with this portfolio until we see a bounce. Now, when we do get it, just like I said, I don't mean to make this a long video, but when we get a bounce, even if it's just 2 or 3 days, right, and it tries to come back up, we take all of our plays and we look at them and we start reducing risk. Now, good news for us is that we reduce our risk on Mondays. So we have tomorrow to see what happens. If we start bouncing, all of these plays that we have the opportunity to reduce risk, we'll do it on Monday. We'll let next week go by, we'll reduce our risk again. All right, and so we're going to squeeze down on the portfolio. So for the portfolio, let's take a look at that. Let's see if I can just put it on the screen here. There you go. We have, here's where we're at. It's also on the investors blog. You're seeing some red on there, right? Past 2 days, I think we've shaved almost, what, 380 points off the Dow, if not a little bit more. And so natural to see our symbols pull back. PBNY had a great run. We've already talked about seeing that pull back on the weekly. Mentioned that if you guys don't like seeing pullbacks, you might take all your profits, but I'm still in, still hanging in for that second target. We may even get a chance to add back to it. Let's see how it pulls back. Okay, this volume's not right. I doubt that's right for today. I think you'd see a much bigger bar if it was, but I'll check into that. FULT, nice run since our little base break there. It's really not doing a whole lot of anything, actually. So same thing, just pulling back here a little bit with the market. When we get our bounce in the market, we'll reduce risk where we can. AAP is our short. I actually love that this thing, you see this, we were just talking the other day about, it's starting to look bullish again. The fact that that's erased over the past 2 days, that's going to make people forget about all this excitement. It works on both sides, see? So everybody's all excited, yay, we're breaking out of this little base here on the daily, and then to quickly reverse that, you're going to have to get people that admit they're wrong. When they bought, they're going to admit they're wrong and take their loss. That's great. That's a good thing for our short. The next sort of thing would be to take out this tail, but you know, we got a ways to go. RCII, same thing, right? We're pulling back a little bit with the market. We're in this range here. Same comments as I had on Tuesday. The pattern remains consistent. No reason for really people to do anything different here. The only negative I would say is that we have now closed under the 50-day. Let me see here. Yeah, something's wrong with my volume there, but we've now closed under the 50-day. That's not a good sign. So to see the market bounce over the next day or two and have this go with it, I'd be happy with that. Let's zoom out on our thing here. Oh, I guess that's it. CYBX still up near the highs. Same comments, right? We're up near highs. Most people aren't too scared near highs. If the market falls apart, chances are this is going to pull back a little bit. Just it's the way it works. Yum, same comments as Tuesday, right? Good reversal, right? The gap down I think is still going to be short-lived, even if the market sells off a little bit. I don't think this is going to be a problem. I mean, I could be wrong, but I think this will be fine. And same comments. Back up to our entry. We get a bounce that starts headed back up here and hits 74.75 again. I'm doubling down. Right? We're going to reduce our risk, and I'll be able to add more shares. Same as that PRGO that we took, over early summer, before the summer. TKR. So these last three here, these are newer plays for us, and it's always a little frustrating to take a few new plays right as the market pulls back or the day the market seems to break down. The good news is we have not reduced risk on any of these, right? They're brand new plays. We haven't had the opportunity. So we have a little wiggle room. And some of these symbols seem to need it. We got to pull back 1.5% today on TKR and TAL. Same thing. Need a little wiggle room here. Give a couple days for the market to digest. No real new comments there. And then A, the symbol A. We pointed this out as a potential play on Tuesday. It triggered this morning on a gap. I actually didn't get the entry price. I got a little bit higher, to be honest with you. I got a price of 47.56 this morning on the open. So we had 47.25 as a potential entry price. It opened up a little bit higher than that. That's, it's fine, I guess, but down a little bit on the symbol A. Remember, if we point out a potential play and you wake up in the morning and it gaps up, meaning it opens higher than the close of the prior day, if that happens, we still take the play as long as it's not more than 1 to 2% higher than our entry price. And this was well under that. This wasn't a big deal today, the gap anyways. Not the gap from the close, so you get confused. If you look at your trading window, it's not the gap for the morning, it's from our entry price. You know what I mean? So you just want to make sure you don't want to buy, if it gapped up to $55, right, that doesn't make sense to buy it way up there. But stocks gap, right? That happens every now and then. The good news for this one, it had a green day. Pretty much everything besides gold and some of the oils had a red day. So we'll just see what happens. Our only remaining play, WNC, again, sorry to make this video long. is now moving away from its trigger. We've got that $11 area we're looking at. We'll see, right? No hurry. We got enough new plays. I'm a little nervous with just those since the market pulled back today. So we'll go from there. Now that's the end of our video. I'm going to answer some email questions, or I got one email question to answer, and otherwise, we'll talk to you. Look for the letter on Monday. The email question was about a stock. The symbol was NUE. My wife owns some NUE and wondered what your thoughts were. I actually looked at this one. This NUE, you look at the weekly chart and you think, oh, cool, nice little move here. We moved up to new highs. I see what you're talking about when you mention hitting these multiple highs for the past forever, it seems. You're very close, and I thought the other day, 49.69. No, you didn't break out above it yet. I see. Personally, me, I wouldn't give up on this one. If your wife's owned it for a while and you've got a better price than say $47, I'd give it a little room. I'd be willing to take a little heat on this one to see if it could make it up and above those highs. Think of it this way too. You go over here. Okay, so you've got the past like 2-3 weeks here. Here's what you have. Oh, sorry for the green. Here's what you have on NUE. Here's what you have on the market. So it's trying to do a little something there. I like that. I can't really speak for the volume at the moment. It's messed up, but personally for me, I'd take the shot. And the reason why is it's the same as that. We stopped on AVGO today, by the way. It's on the spreadsheet. I put it on the members page. If this one comes back up to this range here, I'm going to play it again. Right? Took a shot, it didn't work out, but if it comes back up, I'm going to play it again because these long weekly bases are incredible. And you've got one on, oh, sorry, wrong symbol, NUE. You've got one on NUE, and I think that's a just tremendous opportunity there. If it makes it up over the highs, you just fly from there. So I'd like to give it a chance. It's the same with YUM, right? The long, drawn out weekly base. I'd like to. Same thing. I hope we can stick around on this one. These are impressive when you get them. Look at Yahoo and Boeing. Those were two of our better performing ones. Long weekly bases, and we got that Boeing all the way up to $100. Beautiful one. And then earlier this year, when Yahoo broke out, that was out of the summer of last year. We got in early. Same deal. Wow, we didn't catch all that move though. Long weekly base. They perform. It's right about the time you start seeing them on TV again. They talk about it, and nothing can seem to go wrong for these companies. You're not there yet on NUE, but you might have a good price. You didn't mention what the price might be. If you're in there somewhere in the 40s, I'd give it a chance. I'd definitely give it a chance. So I hope that helps you. I'm, again, sorry to make the video so long, but wanted to cover those few things. Careful, trading out there. Be calm, be patient. Hopefully we don't get any follow-through tomorrow on the move today from the spiders, but I have a sneaking suspicion we probably will. All right, guys, enjoy. We'll see you again on Monday. Speak to you again on Tuesday. Have a great rest of your week and weekend. Adios.